All right. Hey, happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday with Futures to More, Futures Networks Live, and Positive Points for Breakfast. Got some smooth jazz in the background. Hope you like it. And tell me what you want to see here. You know, we've been doing this and I'm getting better and better, but, you know, leave comments, type out what you'd like to see going forward if there's anything different. Thank you so much for supporting our channel and Futures Networks Live. Well, hey, opening bell, same as yesterday, identical. But today I went short. Mr. JB wasn't here yesterday, so I decided to go long to see if it was going to break out, and it didn't. So we're kind of getting a lot of resistance. Actually got in early. I think a couple of us got in 5 minutes early to go short because we had some resistance at the top, and I waited on the NASDAQ. And here's what happened. The NAS gave us a beautiful 36-point drop, so I took my 24 basically at the 200 period, so that I was up one right away, and then we were in early, so I'm going, is this going to stop me out? It didn't, and then it came down here, and I decided, I don't know what this is going to do, if it's going to break past the bottom, the 50 period moving average. So I took 4 points on the Russell just to kind of give me a buffer. If I would have been patient, you'll see later, I would have done great. But then when the S&P wasn't breaking the all-time highs at the same time, I decided it stopped me out. So that's why I decided to kind of go halvesies on the Russell. So kind of 1.5 overall. Let's see how we did on our limit orders. If you look, the only one that I was going to do a DCA in was the Russell. You can see where my entry was on the NASDAQ, and I waited until it did its drop, and it kicked over, got in basically right about at 498. You can see the wick right here, the down channel, another wick, a doji, pin bar. So I might have dropped it just a fuzz, but I missed being stopped out by a point. Thought about DCAing, but then I'm thinking if this is a down channel here, this could go all the way to 63. And I'm like, I'm not willing to go down that far. So I just did the 2 contracts. And then on the S&P, it kicked up, it didn't break through. So it was kind of one of those same modifications where took my 4 points on this, was already up so then I made my 24 on the NAS. And then this one, because I had made positive points on both of these, I got in right here. It was kind of going sideways. It wasn't making, the wicks weren't going higher. So I took 1 contract at 2, pulled my stop up to even, and it came down and stopped me out on the 10 o'clock candlestick, and I got 1 point. So you can see, we'll see the totals at the end, but that's how it went there. We'll see end of day and where we're going this week. So here's kind of what you saw. The NAS was the only one that I got right. Kind of split the uprights on the S&P, as you can see. Didn't get all the way up and make a significant all-time high and get back into the channel. We are in this kind of other, in between the old channel and this orange line channel, so I don't mind it. It's kind of like a bowling alley. We have been making, in fact, right now we're at an all-time high, so everything's looking pretty good. I would say, bullish, wait for little pullbacks and stay long. It looks a lot like the NASDAQ chart. So, really bullish on it. 1468 or 4310 are my 2 end of day calls. That 4261 is kind of the line in the sand right now. So we'll see what happens. So this is about as bullish as you can get, making all-time highs. I mean, most likely it's just running up. It pulls back a day, then it hits the upper Bollinger again. So is today going to be a little pullback day? It might be, but maybe not by much. So you can read my notes here. End of day calls 14,390 or 14,570. I mean, it just looks really good. This is the one that was a little bit, concerning. I really want it to be above that 2347, and it's fighting it, but it's pulling back. It tested the pivot, the middle Bollinger, which is the 21, and then the 10 period EMA. So, it it looks good, and as long as it closes up, 23.30, then we're still in this channel going up. So, we'll see how that happens. It doesn't look like it's going to get much higher. So my end of day is 23.09, 23.35. Let's see what the totals are, and then see you tomorrow. All right, here we go. So on our limit orders, only 22 points and 76 microcurrency units, 760 mini. We missed, we kind of had to do some playing around, and I hate these kind of days when it's not definitive. The NAS was the only one that was definitive today, going both directions. Everything else is kind of chop. Our limit orders, same idea. Only got into the normal limit orders, but ended up with 29 points and 146 micros and 1,460 mini currency units. So thanks for being a part of Futures to More, Futures Networks Live, positive points for breakfast, and we will see you tomorrow. Aloha.